Hey, y'all. This is Nicole Lammerts, independent Pink Cadillac Sales Director down in Houston, Texas. And I am so honored to be on this call. I just want to thank Kristin Sharpe so much for having me on here in replace of her today to speak to you guys. And I just wanted to really share what's on my heart, which is about really keeping yourself on schedule and on purpose, as well as really working the numbers. And that activity brings so much positivity to your business and so much movement in your business. And so I don't know what y'all do every day, but when I wake up, I already know exactly what I'm doing that day for my Mary Kay business. I am scheduling myself constantly to success. And if you are someone who is not a organized person, or maybe you don't feel like you are someone who is a good scheduler or good with time management, I really challenge you to get good at that. You have got to be good at time management and being able to schedule yourself every single day and be organized with your business so that you can see success happen. This can't just happen by accident. You can't just get lucky with this business and it just comes, all of a sudden. You have to make it happen. You have to constantly be on purpose when you wake up and know exactly what you're going to be doing today with your business and why, and to know when, because knowing when is huge as well. Mary Kay Ash always said to have your 6 most important things as your to-do list, and that is so true. However, you need to have your list, but you need to know when you're going to do these things. You can't just have a list and go into the day and go, well, I'll eventually get these done, because that's not how it happens. You have to know when you're working your Mary Kay. I mean, most of you, I know, work a full-time job, and so you have to realize, okay, if I'm working 8 to 5, maybe I can do 30 minutes of planning and scheduling in the morning between 7:30 and 8 before I get into the office. Or maybe I can take you can take your lunch break, and you can make your lunch break as part of your either networking time, where you can go do maybe an office of the week, or you can go do some networking and meet some new friends, or do a luncheon, or make some phone calls, or do something during that hour to be productive with your Mary Kay business. Or have an office facial, or meet somebody for a hand facial or an office facial. You got to make these things happen in those small little time frames that you have available if you are someone who is limited with their time. Another great time for y'all is, I know when you get home in the evening, you may not want to necessarily work your Mary Kay every evening, but pick 1 or 2 evenings a week, or even just 30 minutes on the drive home to be able to make phone calls, or, sit in your driveway before you actually walk in and do a quick Facebook Live marketing tutorial for your product preview week or something. I mean, you have to be able to fit in something if you really want this business to grow. It does take putting in the effort, and it's going to take consistency. It's not about doing this, when it happens or when you can, or, maybe once in a while. It takes really working this business, even just 30 minutes every day. You would be surprised if you can squeeze in 30 minutes to an hour every single day, or at least 5 days a week to make this happen. You would be so impressed as to how this can work great for you. Or even doing just maybe phone calls on your lunch break, and pick maybe Tuesday evenings, Thursday evenings, and Saturdays between 10 and 4 is when you work your Mary Kay to do parties and appointments and facials and lead generation. I mean, you have to make sure that when you're working this business that you do it in those 3 ways, because here's the deal. A lot of people think that, you have to just have parties and have appointments, and okay, so we got to get that done. That's all they focus on. But you're forgetting the 2 most important steps before you can even have appointments or parties, and that is lead generation and then making the phone calls. Believe it or not, if you break this into like a pie, right? Okay, so a third of your business is going to be getting leads. I don't care how you get your lead, whether it's through referrals every time you have appointments, or family and friends, or maybe you have facial boxes out, or maybe you're really good at making new friends when you're out and you do warm chatting. Maybe you love doing office appreciations or customer appreciations, or networking events. However you meet and greet and make your leads, you have to do that. A third of your business, and the first most important thing you have to do is get leads. And we say that whenever we first, get you into the business, our first thing we tell you to do is to make a list, like your wedding list. of 100 people that you know to help you start, because that's the first thing you need is a list of people. And if you don't have it yourself through friends and family and your own networking, you have to be willing to get out of your comfort zone and make it happen. Meet and greet new people. There are so many different ways. So yes, sometimes we have to get out of our comfort zone, but there are plenty of ways to find that can work for you. So when you're doing this and when you're growing your business and making new friends, that is huge, because you have to have leads, okay? Then the other third of your business is going to be making the phone calls and sending the text messages and reaching out and doing that. I mean, that is huge. Making a connection, okay? Making a connection is everything, building those friendships. So don't let it bother you when you know that every single day for about 30 minutes a day, if not more, if you're working this more full time, that you have to make your phone calls and send those text messages or emails. And please don't disregard making phone calls. It is huge to be, on the phone with someone so they can hear your heart, they can hear your voice, and they know that you're real. And yes, I know that texting is kind of the way to do things now, and that's how most people answer. So yes, majority of my bookings probably come through text message, but it doesn't mean that I don't try to call them. I literally will call, text, and not in the same day, of course, because, it takes about 5 to 10 attempts to make things happen, right? So do not give up when you've called or text someone 3 times and you're like, okay, well, I guess they're just not interested. No, y'all, it takes 5 to 10 attempts to get a hold of someone and to make it happen, because they are being called by so many spam calls, by so many other things. They have so much life happening. Our service gets lost. Their kids have their phone majority of the time, so they miss your phone call and your text messages. Probably half. If you were to call 10 times, they would probably only know that you called 3 or 4 times, because of the amount of times they just don't get it due to being on the phone themselves, the service, their kids having it, whatever. So do not feel bad when you are sitting there calling them in a couple week time frame 5 to 10 times. It's just what it takes to do. It is. I promise you guys, you have to be willing to do that work of reaching out, calling, texting, follow-up, coaching your hostess, making those relationships, talking with them. That way you are getting appointments, right? So now the last third of your business is going to be actually getting appointments. It's going to be the time where you are holding parties, you are holding one-on-one or double facials. You are, with people, knee to knee, face to face, eye to eye at those events, whatever it is. But let me make sure that you heard me right. It is the last third of your business, okay? So remember, you have, 3 parts. It's getting the leads and having the people to contact. Actually reaching out and making those phone calls and sending those text messages is the second third of your business. And then the last third is actually having your appointments. So when I tell you that you have to schedule yourself to success and make time in your everyday life to get new leads or have them coming in constantly, to making those phone calls, I mean it, that you should be doing that more so than you will be probably having your actual appointments. But those appointments is what's going to make your business. So don't be so afraid or get so irritated with the other work that we have to do to make the last third of our business really work. And that's how we meet and greet our people and share this amazing product. But make sure that when you go to bed every night, you know exactly what you're going to be doing the next day. You are scheduling yourself to success. Get that weekly plan sheet. Look at it and say, okay, this is when I work my business. And actually do it, you guys. And if you're someone who gets distracted easily or you don't know, let me just tell you what. You need to set alarms on your phone. Every single day, you should have an alarm. If you are planning on making phone calls at your lunch break every single day, well, you need to have an alarm go off whatever time your lunch break is. Let's say noon. Your alarm clock on your phone goes off at noon every day, and it says make calls. Make it something funny like dial for dollars, because that's what it's going to bring you is money. Making those calls is going to bring you money. So make that alarm say dial for dollars. That way you see it and you go, okay, it's time to make my booking calls. And you do your power hour and make it happen. It is so important, you guys, to be a CEO of your business, to take the bull by the horns, to be that owner that makes it happen. Don't be the person that you go to bed at night and you look in the mirror and say, man, I really was supposed to make those calls today and I didn't. Don't wish you could have. Just do it. Stop making excuses. Stop using your life or your kids or your craziness as your excuse as to why you're not working your business. You and your family deserve so much of what you can do. You have potential to make this business huge. You just have to get out of your own way sometimes. Don't let the fear control you and just do it anyway. Stop talking about it. Just make it happen. I know you can do this, you guys. Y'all have huge things coming your way. This business is just starting for us, or this year, it's just beginning. Don't let July pass you up and go, man, I missed that first month of the year. Make it happen, y'all. We have about a week left this month. You can do huge things, and then right before we know it, it's going to be into our biggest and best season of the holidays. So make sure you are starting your engines now so you have huge things happen these next few months. Remember, it's like a domino effect. Everything you're doing now falls into the next month and the next month. So I truly, truly encourage you to make things happen, and don't be the excuse maker. Be the person that did it anyway. I hope you'll have an amazing Thursday, you guys, and it was an honor to be on here. I hope you took a little something that I said and it applied to your day. Have an amazing Thursday, and I look forward to the next time I get to do this. Goodbye.